Again, good evening, sir. Coming to this point, ventilate the workplace in the textile industries, other safety precautions, provide the correct amount of light to be there, replace all frayed cables and the damaged cable machines, wherever the cutting cables or the unused cables or damaged machines will not be in the operating floor. They have to see it should be replaced. Appoint a person to be in charge first aid, because they have to, one of the emergency response team members are there in that, whereas what is called in one shift, in each shift one first aider will be there, that should be available in all the departments. That is called appoint a person to be in charge of first aid. That means that first aid trainer will be there in the departments. Ensure all machinery is in good working condition, because I already told the mainly electrical machinery is very dangerous to the to avoid fire and all these things. Manage workplace observations. Very good. The supervisors has to see that the workplace should be very manageably. It will be placed with respect to the this housekeeping, with respect to the unwanted, what is called, the materials will not be placed in the operating floor. And incident reporting is also should be there for every incident occurring immediately with the top management. These are the textile industries, some of the aspects with respect to hazards and safety preventions and all. Coming to the cotton industry, almost all similar, but the applications
Huh?
are different when compared to the cotton industry.
సరే ఓకే
Introduction to textile process involving cotton industry. Almost all textile industries are similar, but where the cotton industry is having the similar applications are there, but different operations are there with applications. But where the dust prone is more compared to textile industries. This is the one of the figure which you understand properly. That's why I collect some figures and all from the cotton industries from the Google, as well as the cotton. This is one of the yarn. Cotton rolls is there to prepare the cloths. These are the statistics in total cotton production 2021 in various states. For information sake only, I am giving here is this is also cotton. See how the cotton is placed in conveyors in the what is called this thing, because we are in this area we have to be see that fire equipment and the ignition are top substances will not be occurred in any floor of this. And cotton textiles, one of the what is called cotton textiles, where it will be from the raw materials there is cotton for the man-made as well as the cotton industries. These are the how the like this the cotton is weaving been taken place, because it should be separated the fibers and all these things that we call the weaving section, and the spinning section is there where the spinners will be taken care of. And coming to the figures to understand the cotton industries and all. Introduction to textile process involving cotton industries here. The cotton manufacturing process can be defined into several stages, including cultivation, harvesting, ginning, spinning, weaving, finishing, quality control, and sustainability and environmental impact also. These are the things to be various stages there when compared to physical textile industry. Cultivation is also there, harvesting. If you go to the cultivation and all, some of the figures I have collected for the man fiber. These are jute mill cultivations. These are the cultivation. These are the harvesting and all. These are the some things there to understand better I am showing this. Therefore, the cotton industries consisting of the cultivation and harvesting also, ginning and spinning and the weaving, finishing, quality control and sustainability, and well as the environmental impact is also there. You have to see that environmental impact will be reduced. That is also one of the department is there. Environment means not outside the atmospheres. Outside the atmospheres, along with the internal departmental, what is called the operating floor also will be taken care of. That means environmentally, that workforce should be very, very safely as to work. The first what is called process involves spinning, weaving, and finishing. Out of which all these things, these are the three main functions, and compared to all these things, spinning, weaving, and the finishing. The other sections are only small things are there. Where the what is called spinning is raw cotton is unraveled and cleaned. Raw cotton is unraveled means that means the weaving will be taken place. That means separation of the all the cotton will be loose structure, become a loose structure that should be spinning to be taken care of. The fibers are combed to remove dust and short fibers. The short fibers, anything is there, or it should be very neatly, it should be combed. That means neatly it should be passed the like what is called cotton, like what is for example the first aid what we are using the cotton like this, that should be very smooth in nature. Fibers are aligned into a soft untwisted rope called silver, because these are the what is called cotton only. Untwisted, that means it should not be twisted, what is called untwisted means a fiber aligned into a soft untwisted rope called a silver. This is called we called as a what we called silver, they called in language. This rope is called a silver, they called in this the rope in this rope called a silver is called. The without having the weaving also, this is the cotton. Therefore, this cotton becomes like this after what is called coming to the spinning. Therefore, the fibers align into soften. The silver, the rope, untwisted rope, the silver that is called silver. The silver is fed into a spinning frame. The fibers are twisted together and create a yarn. These are the yarn. First of all, they are not twisted. After spinning, after making into soft, that's why they are able to round. They are able to twisted. Earlier, first time it is not twisted. It is twisted now. After spinning, it will be. It is not spinning. After spinning, it will be twisted. Untwisted one. Weaving is there. The yarn is used to weaving machines. The yarns are interlaced and the crisscross pattern into from fabric. That means the machine thread is there. It will be like a threads will be round in a machine, not by the man-made. The machine made only. The weaving, the rounding is also not round. It's a different rotations is there in the machine structure itself. That's why the yarn is used weaving machine. The yarns are interlaced. That means one by one over the other. In a criss-cross, we can say. If you see the machine thread roll, if you purchase for rupees, what is called 80 rupees as there we can see the different what is called, I mean, the rounding is there. That is called crisscross pattern to form a fabric. The woven fabric is called grey goods. This woven fabric is called, this is called silver, whereas this is called grey good. That means this is the grey good. This is the grey good, we can say. And now finishing is there. The fabric is washed, bleached, dyed, and printed. Bleached means it should be brown to white. That is called a bleaching. Washed, bleached, dyed, whatever the printed you want. You can dyes should be prepared, and the design should be taken care of. And the same on the cotton may you have to print on this whatever the dyes you want or that like that is good. Then it is finished. The fabric is pre-shrunk and given a special finishing because after printed there is some rough surface is there in the outer surface that should be pre-shrunk again. The pre-shrunk again the press part the print after printed, it will go to the print part also, where the print part means between the two rolls, it is pressed. So that two rolls will be machine finished rolls, not machine glazed. Machine glazed means it's a rough surface. Machine finished means a smooth surface on both the sides of the cotton. That's why once the printed is over, the fabric is pre-shrunk. That means again within the two rolls, it will press again, given a special finishing and looks will be very shinish. The fabric is cut into patterns pieces and soon together create a garments and other what is called textile products because the saris are what is called cut shirts are there is a drafted what is called length is there cut into pieces like this they will be having different what is called shapes to cut in the rolls method and all this these are the what is called. Coming to the fabric is cut into pieces. Next coming to the occupational health hazard process involving cotton industries. It's very important. Same thing. Occupational health hazards in the cotton industry include exposure to cotton dust, chemicals, noise, and machinery accidents. Almost all cotton industries similar to textile industry, but here the cotton is dust is very dangerous than the textiles. The cotton dust, chemicals, noise, machinery accidents, aerodynamic issues, and the textile waste and the respiratory symptoms is there. These are the occupational health hazards. Normally, in the process involving in the cotton industries, it will be happen. Cotton dust. First of all, inhaling cotton dust can lead to respiratory issues like asthma, shortness of breath, and the coughing also, dry cough, we can say. Long-term exposure to cotton dust can cause basonosis, like I've shown the figure in the textile industry is the hazard occupational health, also known as the brown lung, a fatal disease also will become because inhaling of the cotton, definitely the respiratory issues will be like asthma will come, short breath or coughing will come. But a person who is having a long-term exposure, cotton dust causes the perniosis as well as the known as brown lung and becomes a fatal disease also. It becomes cancer also. That's why we have to see that the job rotation is there for every week or every month, depending upon the culture of the organization. Normally in the cotton industries, like textiles also, cotton industries also, people are job rotation is there, various sections. Therefore, the chemicals also, where the exposure to chemicals can increase because the chemicals used
ಹೇಳಿಂಗೆ
for
ಕಾಟನ್
the dilution purpose, for the uh, please sir, exposure to chemicals can increase the risk of cancer and causes respiratory problems. Workers also exposed to pesticides and soil practically because in various sections, what we called as we call bleaching sections and all these things is there. There we have to see that in all sections, we have to see that the chemicals should be used properly. Exposure to chemicals by the employees, definitely risk factor is more. Exposure to chemicals means that chemicals vapors will not be inhaled by the employees. That's what the exposure to chemicals. That means proper The safety methods should be ensured by the workforce. Ensure exposure to chemicals can increase risk of cancer, can cause respiratory problems. Also, workers exposed to pesticides and soil particles, because some of the particles which are not having dissolved in the air also, it will be coming into the air, and it will be nose nodules as well as the throat nodules will be damaged. That's why we have to see that it should be very careful with the chemicals as well as the cotton dust. Noise, already explained. Exposure to high level noise, sound can damage air cells also. Not only ear, what is called ear loss, air cells. That means there is a air falls also will be in the cotton industries, where the finest dust will be accumulated on the heads, because normally helmets is wearing, but through the sides of opening of the helmets, the cotton dust will be going and settled on the air. After exposure to some time or some years, airfall will be there for the catalyst, what is called this thing, leading to noise induced hearing loss. Apart from the noise induced hearing loss, there is a airfall is also observed due to the noise, because the three types of noise is there. Already I told, the machinery accidents. The accidents can occur due to the moving parts that were called the pinch points, moving parts of cotton textile machinery. Due to the machinery also accidents will be occurred. That's why we have to be very careful by the seeing that workforce should be perfectly work in with a safe manner. Ergonomics also. In the machines, they are taking the rolls and putting again and the breakdowns and all. Some organic, which is, the rolls are passing from one place to another another place manually also, because they are not having any electrical machines and all, like lifts and all, forklifts and all. They have what is called with rolling only. Manually, they will be attending the all the roles. That's why we have to see that it should be ergonomics also one of the occupational disease. That textile, because textile waste, because the cotton industries where the what is called the most amount of the cotton waste will be the during the spinning and dyeing. These two sections, there are some wastage of the cotton, wastage of the cotton waste will be generated in these two sections, but they are very economic, because they are to be recycled again with raw materials. But unfortunately, parallelly, it is a environmental risk also there. That's why in the spinning and dyeing sections are very sensitive areas, because the process itself is the economic, and the dangerous also is there. That's why both ways the safety officer can be looked into the cooperate with the process department, and cooperate with the employee workforce, where they have to see that safely they have to work with all recommended PPE. The wastewater produced during the dyeing can also be harmful to the environment, because the wastewater means it's a color, means it's a definitely colored water only. If you observe what is called one of the Mumbai based company, Dor Oliver, DORR dash Oliver, one of the very reputed company, Dor Oliver company, even that company is also raised their hands to remove the color from the effluent. It's very difficult to remove the color. Only remove the dust particles, remove the debris, remove the what is called unwanted particles from the effluent. Everybody can taken care where the clarifiers is there, mud washers are there. It will be taken care for. But the color removal is very difficult task for all the industries. Even one of the reputed company, what I told, the Dor Oliver companies also raised their hands in our paper industry. The paper industry is where the color paper is prepared. The color effluent will be generated. The color water will not be sending to the effluent treatment, but we are trying to remove the color in the color watered, colored water. Fortunately, the Daria River also, they cannot success on this. That's why the paper industries are almost all 98% of the industries, they have closed the preparing of the colored paper. In other than India, no country is preparing the colored paper. They are not ready to spoil their environment like India. I am very sorry to say, because all other than India, other countries are not preparing the color paper, because the colored water which cannot be removed color in the color water, which is very dangerous to the effluent treatment plant. Uh, that's the very important point. Is these two are respiratory systems is there. Cotton workers, that means cotton industry workers, are at risk of developing respiratory symptoms, especially those who work in spinning and weaving. The spinning and weaving sections is there because already explained in the previous section. There are some sections are there. The weaving, spinning, blowing, cording, almost all same sections are there in this. In these sections, there are some sections with respect to the noise, some sections with respect to the dust, some sections with respect to the respiratory problem, some operations with respect to the noise levels, some respect to the dust levels. Like this, almost all these sections will be dangerous to the occupational health. That's why the cotton industry workers are at risk developing respiratory syndrome. That's why the safety officer should always observe the workforce, those who are working in the two sections in spinning as well as weaving as well as dyeing also. These three sections are very important because they are exposed to the chemical air, and they are exposed to the dust air. They are exposed to the very fine dust air. Respiratory problem is coming in this. Here the dyeing means chemical involved is there. That's why environmental risk is there. Spinning, weaving and dyeing. It's three dangerous stages are there to avoid the occupational health hazards much less by taking care of all the PPE should be used or preventive measures should be taken care of. What are the protective equipment in cotton industries? We can say respiratory protection, gloves, and protective clothing also. Respiratory protection means mask, respirators, or earplugs to protect against dust and noise, eye protection, goggles, or other eye protection also, gloves to protect hands, the protective clothing cover most exposed skin. That's what I told earlier in the exposed textile industry that the protective cloth should be covered throughout the skin. You should not, otherwise it is getting irritated nature. It will be coming in the training and communication is very important. Provide comprehensive training to workers, comprehensive with respect to the hazards and consequences. Very important. Hazards versus consequences. The safety meetings, like for example, safety subcommittee meetings monthly at department levels, safety meetings at top management level every 3 months. They have to hold as per the frequency, as per the Factories Act 1948. Hold regular safety meetings also, because monthly safety subcommittee meetings in the departments and the safety committee meetings in the top management every 3 months. Quarterly we have to conduct without having any what is called unscheduled this thing. We have to schedule, and as per schedule we have to do. That communication is also important. Whatever we have discussed in the safety subcommittee meeting as well as the safety committee meeting, that should be communicated to all the workers of the by the management. Established by clear, not only the safety meetings issues or safety subcommittee meetings, whatever the information want to communicate, all the workforce should be known to the irrespective of the safety, irrespective of the hazard, irrespective of the what is called the risk and all. We have to In all aspects, establish a management has to be established a clear lines of communication. That means any communication should be given by the top management, should be reached from top to the bottom line also without having any ambiguity. Agile communication is important. This is normal communication, whereas agile communication inform workers about the hazards of chemicals they may encounter. That means if this hazard, this is the consequences. That means they have to encounter with that consequences. They have to tell that the encounter by the this consequences. Otherwise, they will not having the fear. This communication is different. This is having administrative aspects. This is the engineering control aspects we can say. Other safety measures we can say clean mills and air ducts to eliminate flammable dust because the if you are not having the clean the ducts air ducts, you can say not air dust, sir. It is the dust extraction system ducts. It should be very clean. It should not be accumulated with the cotton dust. Always it will be become a fungi. If you are not clean properly, it becomes fungi. It will not remove after that also. Then it becomes a definitely flammable. It becomes any ignition taken place, whole duct will be melted. The God machines, whatever the equipment is there, wherever the parts are rotating, that should have a gods. Maintain proper air and temperature, already known, because air means we can say the ventilation. Temperature means we have to see the thermal effect will not be there. Ventilation as well as the what we call the dust extraction system, about the exhaust air fans, and will be in force to be maintained perfectly to proper air, proper ventilation, proper lighting, proper temperature also. It should not have any relative humidity more in the cotton industry. Relative humidity is water vapor will be more. Therefore, the water vapor will be more in the air. The cotton will be spoiled. That's what I told. The cotton will be spoiled. The water vapor will not be in the air. Water vapor will not be much uh, because the cotton will be uh, uh, formed as a fungi on the surface of the cotton. That's why the always the relative humidity is higher than the what is called the requirement of the dryness. That's why one way it is temperature to be maintained, one way the humidity levels is also to be maintained. That means water vapor should not be more in the air in the cotton industries as well as textile industries. Prevent slips and trips also, because either some these slips means they are simply falling, but wherever the trips are there, it will be crossing the person from this, it will be trip also what is called. They immediately that foot will be stuck into that roll and it will be fallen. That is not to be happened. Very important that factory. That is why slips and trips is very very important. Can also affect the workers. Where coming to this, yes, slips and trips. This is very important. But not least here the cotton industries. The other safety measures keep work area and emergency exit clear. Normally, work area clean and emergency exit clearly. The person will go clearly, go to the exit doors and access to go to the assembly point also if any incidents is occur or the on call by the top management. Eliminate the fire hazards also. Any fire hazards is there in some of the sections, we have to see that we have to immediately the fire hazards if you found immediately should be eliminated. Prevent objects from falling. We have to see that any objects falling on the top of the machine, it should not be fall on the persons and all these things. Prevent objects from falling also. Regularly inspect and maintain ventilation system, because these three are very, four are very nominally they are thinking. But if you see that cotton industries are the textile industries, one way we have to see that temperature should not be more. One way we have to see that air should not have relative humidity is more. Otherwise, fungi will be formed on the cotton, where the cotton will be damaged. Both the very sensitive areas are there. Temperature is not too much for the with respect to the workforce. Temperature is not much lower with respect to relative humidity, because the raw material or the product will be damaged. That's a very sensitive area of the cotton industries or textile industries or jute mills and all. You have to be very careful with respect to the productivity, not only with the productivity, but also the employee or workforce safety also. In all aspects is very important to take care of. Rather very dangerous to working in the jute mills as well as jute cotton industries and textile industries. Exposure to cotton dust, which can cause breathing problems like asthma, same as we discussed in the textile industries. Exposure to common dust, which can cause breathing problems like asthma. That's why long exposure, short exposure will be there. That's why we have to see that the person should be see that it should be rotated. Exposure to formaldehyde, which can cause cancer, respiratory difficulty, and asthma. The formaldehyde used in the cotton industry for the purpose of the chemical to dry the cotton, that formaldehyde is dangerous to the if the person is workforce is inhaled. That's why exposure to formaldehyde, which can cause cancer, respiratory difficulty, and eczema is one of the similar to the cancer also, because there is no substitute for the formaldehyde. The formaldehyde they have tried in textile industry. They have tried many uh, chemicals. Only thing they have to see that there should not be any moisture content will be there. So always the all the cotton will be dried conditions only, not to be wet. If the wet is there, definitely it will be spoiled. That's why the formaldehyde can be dried purpose, can be used. In meanwhile, while using the formaldehyde, the workforce could not be inhaled. If inhaled means, if long exposure inhaled means, can cause a cancer, respiratory difficulty, and eczema. Okay, respiratory difficulties immediately we can take the care of. Go to the OC and with some medicines we can be concluded. But cancer means imagine there is no survival of the fittest. Repetitive strain injuries, musculoskeletal disorders, as we discussed in the electrical hazards, and mental health issues, very important areas. Repetitive strain injuries, where the always the ergonomics will be taken care of, moving from year to year, and the rolls will be year to year, rolling year, unrolling, rolling, unrolling. Like this, the people who are working in the rolling section and all, they have to see that musculoskeletal disease also will be coming. They have to see that repetitive strain injuries will not be. That's where the people should be rotated. That is musculoskeletal disorders and mental health issues, because of the 12 hours shift they are using the they have to have what is called more health issues will be coming. Even if you take the 12 hours having the some rest of the employees also. I already told you instead of 15 members, there are 20 members are there, 5 members will be rotated. Even then, some mental health issues will be observed in the cotton industry as well as the textile industries. These are the with respect to the cotton industries after the textile industries. Now coming to the jute, where the introduction to the jute is jute. This is different. What is called nature. This is the weaving section. This is the one of the jute. mill. This is also yarn. This is how silky thread they have. How the what is called gunny bags, where it is weaving is taken place. How this all yarns will be combined and again in a one like a cloth. See, all weaving in a one place. This is also one of this is gunny rolls, the gunny bags. These are the one of the interesting way in jute industries also. Almost all similar things are there, but the processing is different, handling is different. Occupational health hazards is much severe in three textiles, jute, cotton, man-made fibers also there after jute. That's why we have to be very careful in handling the jute industries. Likewise in the textile industries as cotton industries. Before going to the vertical things, what is the jute textile industries? The jute industry occupies an important place because why I'm explaining all these things. Once you know the involving of the various process in the jute industry, for example, retting and all, that is also while doing this process procedure, while doing these stages, the man is exposed to the some hazards, the environment is exposed to some hazards, or the chemicals exposed to some hazards. That's why I am explaining this jute mill industry at a glance. I'm telling the jute industry occupies an important place in the national economy of India. It is one of the major industries in the eastern regions, particularly West Bengal. Jute, the golden fiber we called as, because the color is in the golden color. That's why it's called the golden fiber. Meets all the standards for safe packaging in view of the being natural, renewable, biodegradable, eco-friendly. If you see that the gunny bags, definitely it should be having a biodegradable in the earth. Definitely earth crust it will be digested. That's called biodegradable. Non-biodegradable, very dangerous, like a that's what we called a plastic. This is better than 100% better than the plastic we can say because they are biodegradable. And also any uh, uh, the safe packaging will be taken care of. Being natural, renewable, again renewed, it will be recycled and biodegradable and eco-friendly also. Environmentally, it is a friendly. That is jute mills, we can say. The textile process involving jute industries primarily focuses on extracting raw jute fibers from jute plant stem through a process called retting. I will explain the coming slides what is retting also with figures where the stalks, that means the stem of the plant, we can say. Stalks means stem of the plant or some